Shout out to all my brothers out there that got the beard, that like to take care of it, that like to keep it groomed. Look, we got a Black Friday sale going on right now. $5 off our essential beard growth oil and another $3 off the balm. Right now, I'm telling you, it's going to have your beard soft and glistening with a brilliant shine all day. The link is at the top line of the description, and the best part is the shipping is free for a limited time. Start off with this. This is the headline of the day. Drake. Now, Drake is moving forward with a civil suit against UMG in federal court for 3 claims, right? 1 claim being defamation, the other being harassment, 3 being a violation of New York general business law, using bots to falsely inflate streams. He's also making some other outlandish claims, which I'll get to later on, as we're talking about it. But what's your thoughts about Drake moving on, with this lawsuit? And obviously the bigger part about it, he's saying that they're pretty much pushing the fact that, he could allegedly be the P word, as we know.
He is a P word. He's a pussy. This is one of those type moves. I can't even lie to you. Could you imagine some of the great battles that we've heard in our day and the great battles that have gone on in hip hop? Could you imagine if Jay-Z sued Nas after Ether? or Bean sued Kiss or vice versa after they back? Could you imagine if 50 sued one of these rappers after they? It's unbelievable that he has the nerve, just because in the court of public opinion he lost a battle, because it ain't no one on his record. There ain't no records, and he's still making money. And I don't remember a judge going to his crib or feds going to his house looking and trying to Diddy him out of the music business and things like that. So we was just spitting bars and we was saying who the best rapper was, and Kendrick cut a little deeper, in my opinion, and Kendrick won the battle. And you just can't take your pen and your ghostwriters and go home. You got to always come out here and make it extra, and it kind of just highlights the personality that is Drake. You don't got to really know him to kind of see that he's puss made. It is what it is. And as far as the bots are concerned, I don't know if he wants to go down that road, because they're all using them. They're all using them, and they're all using them for their benefit. And it's just real coincidental that all of a sudden he wants to cry wolf when 4 or 5 years ago he was the one that was on top of this battle shit with Meek Mill. And when his song, it's probably more than 4 or 5 years ago now, but when his song was all in the club and it was everywhere, and it kind of made him and took him to another level, even in his popularity, everything was all good. Yeah. But now that the shoe's on the other foot and the rabbit had the gun, now all of a sudden now you want to cry. So I just don't. I think it's a bad look. I think it's a smear. I don't think anything is going to happen to Drake from anything Kendrick said lyrically. I think people can kind of condense it and put it in a box of knowing it was hip hop. It was hip hop battling, and all rules are, there is no rules when it comes to this. And it does make him look a lot cornier, if you ask me, though. He's
well, let's take it another look. Because you said nothing's happened to him. Drake begs to differ. He feels like, as a result, of the Not Like Us and them allegedly pushing a song, UMG, that it encouraged violence against him. Remember, a security guard was shot. He said he had to take his kids out of school. Also, he said that his house was shot up, I think on 1 or 2 different occasions. So he is trying to paint the picture, like, because Kendrick did this song, accused him of being a P word, right? Accused, and UMG aided and abetted that they have caused violence on him, that now people thinking he's the P word, not a pussy, but the other word.
He signed a UMG too, right?
I think it's, I think they all, yeah.
So when he put out Family Matters and he said that Kendrick Lamar was a wife beater, Kendrick Lamar's kids weren't his, he said all of this stuff about
point.
Kendrick.
Yeah.
It was all cool. Now, first off, nobody wants to see violence ensue. Nobody wants to see anything happen to any one of these. This is hip hop. This is battling. It ain't personal. Nobody wants to see anybody get hurt. But now you insinuating, which is another rat move, that Kendrick had some type of involvement in your stuff getting shot up. You had to take your son out of school with somebody harassing your son in 3rd grade in private school about a rap battle. It's just real. It's smell like puss to me.
Oh, yeah. I smell. House party. Nah, shit, man. I agree with it. It's some whole shit.
Yeah, man.
And we come from an era where it was just like, it was what it was. Like, we've heard over the years the most vile, the most disrespectful. Shit, I was listening yesterday, to Shotgun Suge and Eazy's battle. And Remy was getting dragged through the mud, cleaned off and dragged through it again. Arsenal was going at Murder Mook's mom. His mom passed away. But they looked each other in the eye and they shook hands. I'm sure he ain't like it, but that's just what hip hop is. Nothing's off limits in hip hop. That's just the way it goes. You know what I mean? And you brought up a great point. Kendrick, you accuse him of being a cheater, a woman beater, and this, that, and the third. But he took it on the chin. He went back in the lab and he bust your ass. And you crying like a little biatch. But I already knew Drake was this. We knew Drake was this.
Smell it.
You can smell it. When you hear him talk, I'm like, he's a cornball. Like, this is what we know already. Makes great music.
Yep.
Club music, the woman, you breaking up with your girl, you trying to dance. Great. You're the man.
Yep.
But you're a pussy. You're a bitch.
Yep.
That's just what it is. Like, take it on the chin, man. Look, you lost. He whooped your ass in your own arena. You came back and the drink was hard. Your 3 songs, you Family Matter joint, was hard. I was listening to the shit earlier, but it wasn't. They not like us. And even after the battle, like we had a little conversation. I was like, I was listening. I'm like, yo, Drake went hard in that joint. He did his thing, but it didn't have the commercial and the crossover effect like they not like us. That shit's still bumping.
Yeah.
Everywhere. It was talking about a bot? Nah, dog.
It wasn't no bot.
Right.
Go look at any football playoff party online right now. That song was playing at they joint. Like I watched. I'm like, yo, they still playing this song.
Everywhere.
Wasn't no bots on that. They was, and they did it just like they were doing Drake's joint to Meek Mill a decade ago. It reminds me of the same exact thing. And it's just it's so corny, the fact that it can't fathom in his head that he lost, so he has to go this route to try to get something out of it. I've seen those type of people all my life, and they make you want to slap the shit out of them because it's just, what are you made from, dog? Like, just take your L and keep it moving. You still gonna get females, you still gonna make bread, your life is going to continue to move how it's gonna move, but this is
He cut him deep, and like he said, they not like us. Drake's not like us.
Nope.
He's this spoiled kid that was an actor, and all this shit, and he's playing an image.
Yep.
That's what's Kendrick Lamar's whole thing. Like, you are a fraud. You're playing this person. You're not really this. You're not no thug. You're not nothing that you claim to be. You're a square, and I'm gonna prove it.
Yep.
And I'm gonna get mustard on the track. You know what I mean? And make this shit a hit in your face.
And he did.
That's just what it is.
Well.
Shout out to Kendrick. Shout out to Drake.
Yep.
You do win some, you lose some, but you live to fight another day, baby.
You don't sue like a puss. Salute to them both.
Yeah. All right. So, Diddy. There's new information about Diddy. They're saying that these supposed freak offs, his lawyers are pretty much saying that all that's on the tapes, right, is that people consensually having intercourse with each other. Nothing forcibly. That's the information coming out by way of Diddy's attorneys. Should we believe this information, saying, man? Should we take it with a grain of salt? How do you engage this?
Still take it with a grain of salt now because we take everything with a grain of salt. But I will say this: if